Right, so I mean the 150, if we sort of roughly sort of see where you, the 150 is going to be about there, roughly speaking. Okay, so both of these are kind of on the sort of same sort of line on the camera there. Okay, so if we sort of undo that, you can see you're kind of aiming down that right hand side kind of there, which is going to be understandable if you're getting shots doing this all the time. Okay, so when you got the top of the backswing on this one here, now aiming at the right there, if the lower half starts working, the right shoulder comes forward too much, club comes down, head stays down, that ball now you can see starting off on that line, just flicked over, head staying down an awful long time, still staying down, and then it kind of comes and looks a bit sort of tucked up under that shoulder because it's just trying to stay down longer than it wants to. Okay, the feeling you want to try to create when you get the club back. So in terms of takeaway, lovely, top of the backswing, much better left wrist position here now. As that club starts coming down, the hands are working down this way. Okay, so that right shoulder's staying back a bit longer. If the right shoulder stays back here, the club can sort of fall down to that sort of hitting position. Here now that club is in line with your toes, so the ball now is going to start on the line of where you're actually aiming. And as you're striking it now, you see that ball then tracking down the line there where you swing through. Getting that head to come through a little bit quicker will take a little bit of time. It's not something you say, I'll just look for the ball now quicker, because loads of golfers have had that sort of mindset of just staying down longer because that's what they've been taught, unfortunately, to do. But if we can get that sensation, the top of a good backswing out, the arms is going to fall. Okay, let the arms just drop and fall from here now. Once the club starts falling down to here, you're kind of getting into that sort of hitting position to now let the body just release it. You
Show
can
me
give
that one back where
on this one,
top.
on the top there. So just that one there. Okay, the hands are starting to work, kind of on that line there out towards the golf ball. Club getting a bit stuck here now, so that club at this point is a long way behind the hand, and now you're of course to try and flip it over. If you flip it over correctly, you might get a nice draw that sort of starts here and comes back, but if you flip it too much, if your head stays down too long and you're a bit conscious of missing it to the left there, it could be even further right. Okay, so further left and you're sort of staying back. If you really then hold on to it, you might get one of the older mentionables at the right there where you sort of go and try and stop.
That's why I think when I hold off it.
Exactly, because and the thing is that if you start then playing golf, it's sort of compensating from one way to t'other. It's like, oh God, where's it going to go now? As you come into impact, that tension's going to sort of increase, and just the arms will then rise up out away from the body. And if the butt end of the golf club then sort of goes up this way, the club now gets stuck behind you, coming in too far this way, and then just flipping it over or hitting, unfortunately, the unmentionables. So backswing wise, looking much better now. Left wrist is obviously a lot better position. Okay, arms are now dropping down from there. Okay, coming more of a vertical line.
In terms of another thought, getting down, it's quite hard stuff.
I think that drill against the mirror is quite a good one if you can sort of just get yourself sort of look at there, just feel your hands and arms working more in towards your right hip pocket rather than there you go, so you're not sort of pulling it, just let them all just fall, and you'll find the club actually gets down quite easy to the ground there, so as you come into impact, the sensation can be almost a bit more sort of up and extending out through the shot, that's it, rather than sort of trying to head stay.
They sort of come down and up.
Exactly, because that's the using of the ground to get power, you see, as you're swinging the golf club in, that sort of down and then pushing up out the ground. That's where the power comes from, rather than sort of just firing the lower half and the hips, you see. It's getting that club working back in front of you, and then you can use the ground. If you're firing the hips too early and the club gets stuck behind and you're forced to flick hands at it, that's the problem shot. So does that make sense then, Chris?
Yeah.
Cool.